Hi, welcome to Mrs. Park's algebra class. This is our second session via video. We are moving on to section 2 of chapter 4, writing equations in slope-intercept form. So a quick review from section 1. Slope-intercept form you can write as y equals mx plus b, where your m here represents your slope, and your b here is your y-intercept. Okay. Alright, so today you are going to write equations in this form. This form is again, it's called slope-intercept form because you have your slope here and your y-intercept here. Alright, so in section 2, when they ask you to write an equation given a slope and a point, okay, again, that slope into y, nope, didn't want to do that. Again, you want to write y equals mx plus b. Oh, I gotta write it in pen. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, and they're telling you it passes through 2, 1 and has a slope of 3. So we already know slope right here. They're giving us the m is 3. So you're going to rewrite the equation y equals, not mx now, we have 3x plus b. I don't know what my b is, but in order to figure that out, they gave us a point. This point means x is 2 and y is 1. So here's the x and here's the y. So instead of my y here, I'm going to put in the 1 that they gave us. Instead of my x, I'm going to put in the 2 that they provided us, and then solve for b. So 1 equals 3 times 2 is 6 plus b. That means you take away 6 on each side. That's gone. 1 minus 6 is negative 5. And that's what my b is. So I'm going to rewrite my equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals, again, the slope they gave us was 3. So y equals 3x. And now my y-intercept, I found out here, is negative 5. So I'm going to write minus 5. And there's my equation. Alright, next page. Now it gets a little bit more difficult when they give you just 2 points. Again, my equation is y equals mx plus b. Now, I don't know what my slope is, but here we learned this slope for equation in previous chapter. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It doesn't matter which one you set as x1, y1. So let's just do that. Let's put x1, y1, and this point as x2, y2. If you put it in this equation, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, y2, 4 minus 1, divided by x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is 3. So 2 minus 3, and then you can find out the slope is negative 3. So I'm going to plot that in here. Y equals now negative 3 x plus b. Alright, now that I have my slope, I can choose either one of these points. Just like the example we did in the previous page, now you have a slope, and all you need to do is find the y-intercept. So let's choose one of these points. Either one will do. So let's choose, the textbook used 2 and 4, so let's go with that. So 2 and 4, remember the y is 4, so I'm going to put 4 equals negative 3 times, and x is 2 plus b. And now you have 4 equals negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 plus b. I'm going to add 6 to each side to make sure I only have b on one side, and I have b here on the right equals 4 plus 6, which is 10. Now I have my slope and my y-intercept, so I'm going to rewrite my equation. Y equals, my slope was negative 3, don't forget to write the x, and my y-intercept is positive 10, so I'm going to write plus 10. And there is my final answer. Okay, so we're going to do the real world example in class. So all I really want you to know is how to write an equation in slope-intercept form if they're giving you a slope and if they're giving you 2 points.